So Monday Night Football in the Saudi Pro League, we saw the clash between two Super Eagles players who represented their club sides, the likes of Henry Onyekuru and Super Eagles captain William Ekong. And the bromance after the match says it all between these two guys. You know, one brother recognizing another brother in a stranger's land. But for the game, Al Feha came out victorious, 1 goal to 0 against Al Khalud. Uh, Henry Onyekuru plays for Al Feha, and then Ekong plays for Al Khalud. For the appearances, Onyekuru just made a very short cameo, just playing for 1 minute of that game, and then William Ekong played for the whole 90 minutes. But it was unfortunate that Ekong was on the losing side, and on the table, that victory seemed to have helped Al Feha because they are now in the 14th position with 15 points, and then Ekong's Al Khaluda in the 12th position with 16 points, just 1 point different from these two clubs. I'm sure they're going to want to win games to escape relegation this season. But moving on, guys, let me give you some updates relating to the Maduka Okoye situation. The report right now is that the investigators are intensifying their investigation on this young man regarding the betting scandal, and they apparently raided his home unannounced and ransacked everything, scattered properties, looking for things that could potentially incriminate him, about the situation. And it seems like the case has now exacerbated to the point where currently his club side Udinese appear to have unlisted his name, like they appear to have removed his name from the registered players list of the club. So right now his name on their official website is no longer there, and it's now been replaced by a new goalkeeper that they actually signed recently. Whether or not this exclusion of his name from Udinese's team list for this season, whether it's related to what's currently happening with the betting scandal, we don't know for sure, but this is what the club has done right now as the investigation continues to linger on. But we'll hope that at the end of the day he's going to be free from all of this, and then he can start enjoying his football again. But whatever happens, I'm going to let you guys know about this situation. But moving on, guys, we have other interesting stories as well. Of course, yesterday, I was a Champions League night, saw lots of games go down, and particularly of concern the ones that our players partook in. And we saw Ademola Lookman, the current African Best Player, award holder, getting on the score sheets as his Atalanta side destroyed Storm Graz 5 goals to 0. Ademola Lookman didn't start the game. He was brought in the second half, early on in the second half, and then he scored in the 90 plus 1 minutes, and then assisted in the 90 plus 4th minutes for that one. This now brings his total goal tally in the UEFA Champions League to 4 goals this season alone, and then 14 goals and 7 assists in all of the competitions this season. The man continues to prove to us why he is the best player in Africa, why he deserves that accolade. Good one for him. Of course, elsewhere we had Victor Osimhen scoring again from the spot as Galatasaray were held 3-3 final scoreline in the Europa League by Kiev. It was such a difficult game that Galatasaray should have won that game, but they made one too many mistakes. And even Osimhen came out after the game to say that they considered too many mistakes, which was why they had to be punished by going home with just 1 point. But their save However, in that Europa League table, because of course they are in the of qualifications, and they are in the fifth position, and at least 8 teams in the table have automatic qualifications based on the new rule. But we'll see what happens, guys. And of course, still on Victor Osimhen, he has now done something really kind to a childhood friend of his by helping him to come do some trial at the Galatasaray training center. That's the Galatasaray Academy. So Victor Osimhen's childhood friend, Adegoke Mayowa Samuel, popularly known as Sammy, has actually started training at the Galatasaray Academy. And if he does well, if he performs well, then there's a possibility that Galatasaray are going to sign him and give him an official contract. And all thanks to Victor Osimhen for making that deal work, for this young man who, Osimhen grew up with, and then, spend those rough childhood days together. But it's such a really nice thing to see, especially when, we see these players, our players, trying to help out, knowing where they come from, and then wanting to help their friends that they suffered together growing up. But more updates, guys, on Sammy. We'll know, we are going to see, what's going to happen. But definitely, it's a good start, even if he doesn't get signed by Galatasaray. I'm sure this is an open door for him for future trials at top clubs, because he's now in the limelight of big clubs. But let me give you some update regarding coach CHELLE. Right now, the Zimbabwean head coach, who is I think he was recently employed by the Zimbabwean national team, and is a German coach by the name Michael Nies. So this German coach, Michael Nies, has come out brutally honest to heap praises on Coach Eric Schell's Super Eagles, and says that the forthcoming match is going to be very difficult. That Nigeria is one of the best countries in Africa and the most lethal to play against. In his own word, he says Nigeria is a wounded lion and therefore very dangerous. Their potential far exceeds their current position in the group. When you look at African footballers, Nigeria remains one of the top teams. This is what he has said. And it's funny enough because the squad that we have, we are not in a very good position. We are currently occupying the 5th place in that group. We actually played Zimbabwe last year, and it was a game that ended 1-1. But we have them in March, 24th March, actually, after we play Rwanda on the 20th. And that game is a must-win for Super Eagles. So this coach is looking forward to welcoming the Super Eagles. Actually, it's going to be at home in the Gospel Akpabio Stadium. But the man is saying it's going to be a very, very difficult match. And we'll see what happens, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Leave your reaction and stay tuned for more stories.